3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Monday, August 5th, Forex Live trading results. Lot to talk about. I won't get too technical on you. We will talk about some technical things. Just kind of keeping you guys updated on what's going on. I just have to tell you, it's just some really odd movement. Really odd movement. We'll take a look at this. I'm going to probably be a little slower today because if you're paying attention in the group, if you're a member, you'll know I moved a lot of different accounts around and consolidated some things and reset the system because we finally had everything close out last Friday, and I wanted to do some resets and some tweaks and this and that, you know, just constantly evolving. So I've got some new account numbers, at least on my end, right? And I'm going to have to refer to my notes and kind of go back because we've got a lot of different things we can look at. We're looking at the free signal right now. I just have to say, like, absolutely weird movement. Market opened yesterday. AUD CHF just started punching. Just bing, bing, bing. Oh, my God, it's going against us, right? And I will show you just a test that I did that was an absolute waste of my time. Mostly because there was so many other things happening that I was managing. I ended up doing basically a account protection test. As you guys know, I said I was going to place a hedge. I placed a hedge. It went very profitable, very fast. I went and looked at a few other accounts, was doing some tweaks, come back. It was completely in the negative, and that trade ended up just going into profit. The mistake I made, and we can talk about it more, I'm probably getting off track here. The mistake I made was not sitting there watching it and getting out or setting. I should have set my stop loss at break even. When it pushed like that away from my hedge and it was profitable, I should have. So that's kind of the trick. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, but you've got to be doing nothing else. And you certainly probably could not be doing that on multiple pairs. I mean, it moves so fast. I'll show you the situation I'm in. Now I'm in a whatever. We'll take a look at it. So we're looking at the free signal here. AUD CHF closed $127.23 in profit. The results are going to look a little different moving forward because I scaled back the lot size. And again, this is all relative. Your account could have made a lot more or a lot less. When you're using my system, it sends out, in this particular case, a base bid of 0.10, and then you can see it increased on a couple of the trades. It was, 0.101010, and then it went 0.20, 0.20. Now, depending on what feed you were trading, had a few people kind of notice this. It was happening in real time. I think, let's see if we can look at the chart on AUD CHF, and I'll show you exactly what was going on. Kind of freaked my system out, but it was more so my fault in kind of like programming the new AI has a couple different settings that I haven't really been used to, that I used to use, but it's no longer needed to be used. So anyway, let's look at the chart. So here is the 1 hour chart. Let's see if it looks any different on the 15. Yeah, here it is. A little bit easier to see, I think. So here's what happened. Our TP, we were, as the price was dropping right here, we were buying. And when, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there's a wick way down. I mean, it just pushed. So at about this, I'll erase this. At about this level here when the wick started, and here's the bottom of the wick down here. So there's this huge area over here, okay? Or down here. This was about, when the wick started, we were about 10 trades in. So it ended up, and you'll see this because I will show the account. So about right here, I placed a hedge. I was like, all right, I'm going to test this. And the spreads went massive. I don't know what they were. They were huge. Because there was some sort of bank manipulation going on. No news event, no high-impact news, nothing that any of us seen. It's just happening. And by the luck of the draw, we were in this trade. And normally we probably wouldn't even have been in this trade, this pair-wise. But since I just turned the system back on, the very first trade that goes out, because some of the, I don't want to get too technical on here, some of the feeds take one trade, others take a group of trades, right? Once one trade comes out, that would have went across all accounts because you're only as strong as your weakest link or your smallest account, which is an account, a feed, which is the one profitable pair feed, is trading one pair, right? So others are trading more pairs. So you start getting those at first when I reset the system, you start getting that exact same trade across all the different feeds. I'm trying to manipulate that right now. And I can tell you technically how I'm doing that. But I placed my hedge right here, okay? And I looked away because I was like, all right, this thing's just going to keep pushing. And what it did is it wicked down and it completely came right back up. So I remember looking at the hedge. And again, this is my mistake. It was about $1,200 in profit. I should have just taken it. Either that, what I really should have done, technically. When I placed that hedge, I should have placed, as I seen it go into profit, I should have placed a stop loss just above break even, because this was a sell hedge, because we were in buy trades. What would have happened? I looked away. What would have happened? The price would have came down. It would have came back. It would have hit that stop loss, which was a tiny little profit, break even basically. And then the price would have continued on in the original trade to take profit. Everything would have been fine. But I wasn't able to make it happen because I was like, no way it's going to move. No way it's going to move back that fast. It was just pushing down all night long. And then that moment I took a hedge, it pushed, wicked, came right back, took it out. I was like, shh. So now I'm in like 2 hedges. I'm trading in a zone. It's a demo account, right? You cannot predict these market moves. In fact, I would suggest to you that you even stop. I'm done, right? I have a bad habit of going, here's what's going to happen. Here's what always happens. Fuck that. You will get screwed every time. Because you know what I thought was going to happen? That thing was just going to keep pushing. Because if you look at the daily, AUD-CHF has been coming downward for, 2 weeks? Look at this. This is the daily chart. And then all of a sudden, we got that much of a wick on the daily. What? I'm going to stop because I'm like, well, it's going to just continue to do what it's doing like a dumbass. I was wrong. It's like your brain. It's just like, I'm looking for patterns. I see a pattern. Okay, I expect this pattern. And you're screwed. Absolutely screwed. So stop yourself from doing that. I'm stopping myself from doing that. Play the trade. You don't know what's going to happen. It's absolutely random. There's no pattern. It is the psychology of your brain and your evolution that makes you look for patterns. Right? Yeah, I hear you, Derek. Everybody, I'm going to go ahead and deal with this. Everybody's kind of said this. I want you to go practice this because this would never work. But you said, is it possible to program the AI to use a trailing stop on the hedge? Or no, because it's a manual trade. Here's the part you haven't thought about. This is funny because if you guys had any idea the level, and Derek, you already know, the level that I've thought about this stuff and tested it. So, and someone said trailing stop in the group today. You guys must not understand what a trailing stop would do or what the hedge purpose is. So let's say I place a hedge right here. And we're in a bunch of buy trades up here. Okay. So we want it to go this way. TP is up here. If I can draw with my pen. And this hedge down here is it's a sell trade. Okay, the hedge, equal and opposite trade. So it locks in your drawdown, essentially takes your margin level percent to 0. So you're protecting your account. You're protecting this up here. The moment you try to think you're going to make fucking profit on the other side, you're fucked. It's over. It's over. It doesn't work that way, right? So if you placed a trailing stop and this thing wicked down here, your trailing stop would follow. When it backed out, you would get out here at TP, okay, which is you're like, that sounds good to me. Well, here's the problem with that. The moment you get out down here at TP on that hedge, you fuck yourself on the rest of this. Because now you got no longer any protection. Now, the hedge was protecting your drawdown and your margin level percent. The moment you take TP down there, I don't care if you made a couple $1,000s. It's not enough to help the margin level percent once you shut down that hedge. The idea is not to try to make a profit on the hedge. That's a whole that's zone trading. You know, that's other stuff. The hedge is purely protection for the trade that we're in. That's it. You're not trying to make a profit on it. Now, the reason I say that is, and there's a random occurrence where you could make profit on it, in the sense, if this kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and your hedge was slightly more than the total lot size of all the previous trades, at some point, if it pushed, so far, you'd get out at break even. Because remember, all of the other buy trades are going negative, 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 negative. And your hedge trade is going positive, 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 positive. At some point, it's going to meet in the middle there. But boy, does it have to push far enough. So now, you got to get out of that mindset of, I'm going to trade I'm going to do a recovery trade, a hedge trade, a bad scenario trade, and I'm going to make it profitable. You fucking ain't. You're going to make it break even or less of a loss than it would have been. Because here's the whole point. All it's really saying is your account can't handle what's about to happen. So you need to go into protection. When I placed my hedge, and I'm sorry guys, I got way ahead of myself here, but when I placed my hedge trade, I was at about a 2,000% margin level. I was like, all right, it's time to do that, right? I couldn't have waited longer, really, and then still had enough margin level percent to even place a hedge. That's the other problem people get. If you wait to hedge and protect an overall basket of trades, when your margin level percent is too low and you try to place that, because it's going to be a big hedge. My hedge on this, my base lot size was 0.25. My hedge on this was a 2.75 hedge. We'll go look at it. That's a pretty big lot size for a $10,000 account, and I'm already in 10 trades. You get my point? So it's definitely a balance. But that hedge, I'll say it again, I would have done extremely well had I hedged, watched it go into profit, set my break-even stop loss, and just fucking let it go. It would have pushed down, came back and hit. And here's what's interesting. It's only one scenario. There are other scenarios where you would have hedged and it would have just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. The problem that you run into there is our TP was up here somewhere. If that currency pair kept pushing downward, it would have dragged the TP down. These are all TP lines. And when the TP went below where my hedge was, now I'm in trouble. I'm probably going to have to, yeah, I'm in trouble at that point. So it's a tough game. You don't know what's going to happen. You're not always going to win when you start going into account protection mode. The idea, the only goal from account protection mode is a smaller loss than blowing your account. Put it that way. Whatever that is. Whatever that is. So, yeah, it's interesting. When you sit back and you just kind of coming into this and you haven't really practiced that much, you're going to go, well, why wouldn't we take profit on a $1,200 profitable hedge? Well, you see that the moment you do that, you all these trades up here that have now pushed even farther than they were before you start putting the protection, you take $1,200 or $2,000 profit, but now your margin level percent is weighing on all of these trades that were up here, and you killed your hedge because you wanted to take some profit, you greedy bastard. You're in trouble. Yeah, Mark says setting the stop to break even takes one level of a management out of the management process. You have to do it. I honestly, I knew that, but I was like, I'm sitting here watching. I'm right here. All my charts are open. I went and looked at another thing because the one of our feeds was acting a little funny because there was a big spread. So it was like holding on to some trades and not copying them. And I'm like, wait, I don't want you to do that. And it's a very fine little setting that if, depending on the feed and what you really want from it and where the trades are coming from, it's an opposite setting of what I had. So anyway, that's fixed. But the free trade, which we're looking at here, turned out pretty good on this one. Even this one did not get... Someone was taking this exact same trade on a brand new feed called the One Profitable Pair feed. And I think we can go... I think I have an example of that. Yeah, I do. I think there ended up being 13 or 14 trades on AUD CHF. And it happened fast. And it was nicely profitable. However, if the AI system, if you were trading the One Profitable Pair feed, when the spread went really high on that wick, it said, okay, I don't want to take trades. You told me not to take trades, which I did. And then it came right back. And what happened is I also have a timer set to where it's like if a trade, only take trades that open within a 30-second window. And I kid you not, I looked at it. That wick was like 31 seconds, 32 seconds. So it not only didn't take the trades because the spread was high, it didn't take the trades because it was outside of the 30 seconds, which is completely abnormal. Normally you don't want a trade that hasn't happened in that 30-second window. I'm getting all technical with you. So some people didn't get all of the AUD CHF trades, and it started going, normally it wouldn't even be a big deal. Let's say it pushed and you missed a couple trades, and it kept pushing and you got into the next trade, and you missed one or two. Wouldn't be a big deal. What ends up happening in this really weird-ass scenario where some people said, well, my One Profitable Pair feed took a loss, the price completely pulled back and went right to take profit. Like, what? It just never does that. So that tiny little anomaly, I have fixed that. We'll watch it moving forward. At least I know what's happening, right? It happened really fast. So that is the free signal. Now, I've pulled back the free signal. I've been telling you guys I'm going to do that for a while because people over here getting fucking rich on my free signal. I've pulled it back, and the way that I pull it back is this. There's not a lot of I don't think there's any trades in the system right now. 22 currency pairs. Everything pushed last night and this morning, New York session, and now it's like everybody took... Well, London just closed 19 minutes ago, so it's now everybody's just it's just New York's open from now until 5, and it looks like they're just all on vacation, which is very typical. I'm not even joking. It's middle of the summer, so. Mark says, I'm surprised that AUD CHF pushed that far again. Like, it was so, like, what? I was like, ding, ding, ding. You know, just as soon as we get back on the market, I'm like, why? I started getting pissed off. I went to my main system. I just started shutting pairs off. I'm like, we ain't taking no more trades. What the hell's going on? Is the market going to do what it did, you know, what, a week and a half ago or a week ago? And it was just that one pair. They just had to finish that one pair off, and they're good. Absolutely batshit crazy. So that is the free signal. Let me go to the pause screen. I need to pull up my new account list here. And so the next thing we're going to look at is the 10 pip hybrid. And this is a demo of the 10 pip hybrid. So stand by. I had all these account numbers memorized, and now I don't. So here we go. There are no trades open right now on the 10 pip hybrid. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's no trades open in the system at all. Like, we had a bunch of push. There's nothing going on right now. We'll look at that. So here's the account. Here is what closed on the 10 pip if you were bidding 1.0 lot size. I don't know what you're bidding. This is intended to show you an example of what can be made with this particular feed. This feed, the 10 pip hybrid, is a subset of my full 22 pair system. It trades groups. Right now we're trading, I think, what did I say, group 2 maybe? Not as important to know that. So $4,250.19, and this, let's see if it took all of the AUD CHF. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. It took almost all of them. So that ended up being profitable, and there was a couple GBP USD. Those GBP USD trades came into the system, and I think they were open for 3 minutes and closed. In fact, I can look at something here. I'll show you. Let me pause for a second, and I will show you. I'll pull it up on my end. I'll show you the Telegram, the brand new Telegram notification channel. Yeah, here we are. I'll share this with you. So, if you're in the group, you'll have access to this, and I'm trying. Let's go back and look at the GBP USD. This is going to be very useful for everyone, because everyone kind of like, what's this trade doing? When did this trade open? I don't have access to this. So this is more, I shouldn't say it that way. This is more of a notification, right? You can get a really loud notification because you can't do that if you don't own the MetaTrader 4 account like I do, which is the main account that gets sent to you. So if we go back here, I mean, quite a few trades, right? Here it is, the GBP USD buy trade, 6 minutes and 4 seconds. And then I think there was one before that, 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Look, that's really fast. That's just enter, profit. It wouldn't be nice if it was like that all the time. I like GBP USD as a pair anyway, so. All right, let me pause here. We already looked at the 10 pip hybrid. Let me go look at my account list. We'll see what else we're going to look at. So I'll go take you over to this one now. What we're going to look at is the one, it's a test feed. It's the one where I said, let's practice hedging. And then I effed it up this morning because everything happened so fast. I wasn't expecting it. So let me pull this up. So I'm going to show you a feed that is testing the one profitable pair feed and the gold scalper at the same time. So let me pull this up. And you're going to laugh at what I did on the hedge here. So pay no attention to what I'm about to show you. So this is my hedge. Now I'm trading in a zone. If you look at, and really this is, I'm just going to kind of trade out of it. If you look at what I'm doing here, you can see that this was my original hedge trade down here. 2.75 lots. All we got was the wick, pulled back, and we're looking at the day. Let's kind of go down to maybe the 1 hour. Yeah. So this is my hedge trade down here. Wick pushed down, pulled back, took profit up here. Okay. So now I'm like, oh, maybe it'll come back, right? Like it's a demo account. I'm just trading. Maybe I'll get some more push back down. Nope, we're going this way now. Right? We're just going to go up. So I'm like, shit. So I placed another opposite trade, not equal, but bigger. So 2.75 lots down here. I was like, all right, I'm going to trade out of this. And now what I'm doing is called a zone trade. And whether it works out for me or not, I don't know. I wouldn't normally trade that, but I understand how to do it. So I put a higher lot size up here instead of $27.50 at the bottom, which was the original hedge. Now I'm in at $31, a little bit higher. So that's why if you go look at this, oh, looks like we just got a trade. Just got a trade in the system. All right, we can go take a look at that. So this one's profitable, this one's not. But you'll notice the margin level percent is really based off of this trade that just happened right here. And it's not affecting, like these, this is basically locking each other out. There's a little bit of margin because this trade right here has a little bit higher lot size than this side. I don't want to get too far into this, but I screwed up. And I'm going to let it keep trading because if you come over here, you can see I had screwed it. It's kind of funny. I had screwed the whole thing up, and basically I'm going to trade out of it, right? So it would have not, this would not have happened to your account. This would not have get sent to your account. So we're over here practicing, right? And I'm going to let the rest of this play out. Now what's interesting is I believe if I look at the history, let's count how many of the AUD CHF. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So what's interesting is I'm trading the one profitable pair feed. There ended up being 14 trades. So that whole anomaly kind of like screwed up my test also. That's why it's a minus 381. The trades, if you go look at the 10 pip hybrid, where all 14 trades came through, you've seen how profitable it was. It was like $4,000 profitable. So a little bit of growing evolution pains here because it's quite complex to run all of these different feeds and systems and stuff. And certainly I'm not perfect, but we got it working now. Spread, the way the market moved, not expecting any of that. I'm like, it hit me pretty hard, so my fault. Plus I was like half awake. So let's go back to the pause here. What's interesting, you know what, before I do that, I will show you. So we had some nice, I threw some gold trades in here. So we had a nice gold trade there, and I think there was another one up here. And I'm being very light on the lot size, 0.05, just kind of like a little icing on the cake on this account. We'll get it back into profitability. And yeah, I'll just trade out of this zone. And if I don't, then it's like, all right, I was screwing around. I wouldn't have normally traded like this anyway with live money. But we'll trade out of the zone that we're in, which here's the zone. So if it pushes up, I'd like to scale in and get some profit and get out of everything up here at break even. If it just goes sideways and pushes back down into the zone, I'm not going to do anything. If it pushes back down below the original hedge, I'll add a trade, right? So I'm basically trading in this zone. And if you look at it, I will, if the price continues, probably much more here, I'm probably going to add another buy up here. And then if it pushes back into the zone and down here, I'll add another sell down here. And, you trap yourself into a corner. At some point, you can't, your account isn't big enough to bid anymore. But the idea here is I'm not trying to trade at any level now into profit. I'm trying to trade to break even or a tiny little loss. Like if you look at it now, if I got out now, I'd be at a loss of, about $3,000. And even though this one's at 4,600 and this was at 1,600, they're kind of like fighting against each other and basically dragging this number. Kind of forget the Euro USD that's in right now. So when this comes down to an acceptable loss or near break even, I'm not trying to be profitable. I'll get out of these two trades here, the zone trades, and move on. Right? It's purely an account protection move. I let my system's always profitable mathematically. It does what it needs to do. If I've pushed too hard for my own account, and if you look at these lot sizes, I got a base lot size of 0.25. Probably a little hefty, but that was the whole point because I want to be able to use this as a training educational type of tool. So, all right, let's pause this. I do want to go look at, so we just had, what was that, Euro USD come through? Let's take a look at that. Got to look at my list here. That should show up on the free, no, it's not going to show up on the free signal. I got that blocked right now. Where else would that be? That might be, yeah, it did come through on one profitable pair feed, which we just really looked at. Let me personally, before we come back, let me look at, I just want to check this because everything's happening. So let me actually look on my end without showing you what I'm going through here. But I will share the screen. So yes, Euro USD buy trade is in the one profitable pair feed. And it is showing there properly. I just wanted to check that. So let's look at the next account. That is going to be, we'll go look at the Premium Signals Monitor. This is a brand new account, at least on my end. You guys have access to it. So pulling it up here. Bear with me. Bunch of new accounts. I'm getting used to all the different account numbers. Okay, got it. So what's interesting is that one trade that's on one profitable pair, this, the Premium Signals Monitor account, this shows us all of the trades in the system. Oddly enough, we're only in one. So if you look at a feed like the one profitable pair feed, you're going to be in that same trade. As the system gets a lot more volume going, the full volume, 22 currency pairs, that pair that's open now on multiple accounts, it won't happen that way. The AI will have a lot more trades to choose from. It'll choose what it wants at that moment. So you'll find that over time, all of these different feeds and accounts that we have will slowly separate themselves and all be doing their own thing, which is what they're intended to do. If there's only one trade in the system, every feed's going to get that one trade. So just kind of an odd anomaly. As far as closure, and I want you to remember how relative this is. So the overall system is closed if you were bidding $1, 0.10 pip, 0.10 lot per pip. You'd have made $407.98 if I can talk this morning. That's pretty good. And we have no other results because this is a brand new account, I believe. Yeah. So that's pretty good. Overall system. However, you might go, well, why aren't I trading the full feed? Because you probably can't handle the amount of volume. And here comes something new for you guys. You probably can't handle the amount of volume that the overall system will send you. Here's something I'm doing in the background. You don't need to know this, but I'll tell you. I decided that I'm going to let the overall algorithm run, but the full system, if you decide to trade it, right now I've got it only trading 5 pairs of the 22. You don't know that. You'll only feel it because it'll feel slower. But what I feel like I have to do is protect you guys from ruining yourself because people continue to do it. You get lulled into a sense of security and success with the system because it will go for weeks and months on the full algorithm and not have any currency pairs run against, and it's just crushing. So if you look at the full algorithm, you're like, wow, this made $407.98 today. If I bid that, I could have done that on my account. Yeah, you could have, but go back, a week and a half ago when the drawdown went to $150,000 on the main account, you couldn't have handled it because nobody's trading that big of an account that I'm aware of. So anyway, it's more of a reference, more of an idea of volume in the entire market. But that's probably the only thing I'm doing in the background is if you're trading the full algorithm, I am pulling it back a little bit to fucking protect you guys that love to blow the shit out of your account. I had people blow their accounts last week, and then they come in and they're like, Terry, can you add this feed on top of this feed on top of this feed and this pair and add this? I'm like, why are you doing it again? I think it just must be a misunderstanding. You hear me say something? You hear me say, well, you probably could trade the one profitable pair feed and gold together. Oh, shit. Well, let me set up the 10 pip hybrid and layer that on top of the one profitable pair feed and then put gold on there at a higher lot size than I should. And, hey, why is this happening, Terry? You guys got to get more involved. This is quite a complex system, but it's also pretty simple. This trades this does this does this. You can expect this from this from this, this from this. But if you layer, overtrade, overbid, oh my God, it's so exciting. Like you will with the full algorithm. Wow, this thing fucking crushes. What are you talking about? I'm going to put my lot size at $1 million a pip. Because it never fucking loses. And then the market just wrecks you like it did a week and a half ago. Because none of us saw it coming. There weren't even any news releases on those pairs that blew out. AUD, JPY, insanity. So you got to be ready for it. How do you get ready for it? We do a lot more of what I was showing you just starting today. Placing a hedge, trading out of it. No, don't do what I did, right? But from now on, I'll place a hedge, watch it go into profit, hit the stop loss at just above break even, just at break even. I can let it run. I got the count protection in place. It would have been a beautiful textbook trade recovery today. It would have been. But dumbass me started looking at another account. Something else was dinging, and it happened so fast, didn't expect it. So I believe one more pause here, and one more account to look at. The new algorithm test. I remember looking at this last week, and we were like, I don't know, GBP USD it's running the margin level percent down to 800. I don't know if I like that, so on and so forth. Let me show you what it did. Let me pull it up, and I'm pretty impressed with it. And it did what I would expect it to do. It just gives you a little bit of a pucker factor because it's going to trade a lot. So I'll share this with you. This is the brand new, completely different algorithm test, trading GBP USD. Remember how we were down at like 800% margin level last week? Check out what it's doing here. And it's doing this just because of the way the market's moving. It's not doing this per se. Like it's literally got itself hedged. Look at the margin level percent. It's in 4 trades with 0% margin level. That means it's not being hit at all because you got sell and buy. So pretty impressed. And if you look at the closure, we got a $210 closure last night. Wow. That's impressive. So this thing is doing really, really well. It pushed it to about 800% margin level, which I didn't like. I was like, maybe this is going to go south. Maybe it could go south still. I'm not saying that it won't, but it was designed not to do that, and it did get itself out. It got some really perfect movement. This right now, if I were to trade this, and I probably would trade this myself on live money right now, it's high risk. It's high risk. High risk, high reward. Because if you look at this, look at for the week, it's made 654 for the week and for the month. And we haven't even been trading this a month. What, 2 weeks? 1,047 on a $10,000 account. We're right at 11% profit for the month in 2 weeks. It's high risk. I'm not going to lie to you. This is the holy grail. Hook me up with that new feed. It's not available yet. It's high risk. All of this stuff is. I try to make what we're doing now with my system, the 22 currency pairs, and then the subset feeds. You got the main feed, premium signals, and then the subset, the 10 pip hybrid, the one profitable pair feed, and then we've slathered and lathered and layered the gold scalper on top of that. So I've tried to be conservative with those things, and that's how I want to trade because I'm pulling, Bitcoin profits out weekly, so on and so forth. So that's everything we need to look at. Just getting started. Absolute fresh reset of the system. So when we get that one trade, it ends up going across all different accounts and stuff. I'm trying to prevent that. So I'm holding back the free signal right now. And I have the way that I'm getting it to all kind of separate is I'm holding back the free signal right now. So you're not going to get a lot of those. And on the 10 pip hybrid, I've locked it into group number 2. Group number 2 is not even trading right now. What I should have done if we had a lot of trades is I would have started trading that Euro USD and the 10 pip hybrid and traded that group. I'm not going to do it. Focusing on, I'm trying to get it to separate itself, and we just don't have enough volume right now. So that's it. Appreciate you watching on a Monday. I was up most of the night, so it's kind of seems early for me right now, but it's not. It's 12:40 p.m. But that's it. I'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday, August 6th. We'll watch what's going on with the accounts. Appreciate your involvement in the group. Whenever you see tiny little anomalies, especially since I did all these resets, everybody pointed it out to me. I appreciate that. It's tiny little stuff, and the system is operating as it should at this point. So that's it. Appreciate you watching, and I will see you tomorrow and in the group. Take care.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.